So let's talk about strip sanding with your 3x4 sander. We want to start off by just pointing out that the main purpose of the 3x4 sander is a prep and finishing sander. So this sander is amazing at prepping surfaces, scuffing between coats of paint and primer, also between coats of finish, and it is amazing at getting into those corners and really difficult contour areas with all of our different foam abrasives that work on the sander. But there are times in your sanding where you're going to have some stripping that you're doing because maybe you're going to be staining. So if you're going to be doing stripping, and especially if you have a little bit of ground to cover, the first choice for stripping would always be an orbital sander. We have a 5 and 6 inch orbital sander that come in a 3/16 orbit, which is a nice big orbit for more aggressive sanding. And these are your workhorses, so they're going to be a lot faster at getting that job done. But maybe you don't have one and you need to use your 3x4. No problem. So here's some tips when you do need to strip with your 3x4. First of all, I've got my pad saver already on my backup pad, and I'm going to get some 80 grit. I like our shredder screen. The shredder screen is really great at doing those removal jobs. You want to always get a low grit, so you wouldn't go to the foam abrasives. You would want to go to an 80 grit in any of our abrasives, but I would recommend our shredder screen for those difficult removal jobs because it's got a lot of these little holes because of the mesh material, so it grabs the debris really well while you're sanding. And so some tips are, you want to make sure and go slow and steady, but you don't want to keep your sander in one area still for a period of time, because what happens is heat builds up, and that heat will cause the substance that you're stripping to gum up and gum up your abrasive. So nice and steady, and then you want to allow the sander and the abrasive to do the job. You don't want to get down there and use it like a grinder, because if you do that, you're going to build up a lot of heat as well. It's very hard on the sander, the bearings, and the motor. And the last tip is you want to go through about 85% of your removal with your 80 grit abrasive, and then you're going to switch, and then you'll continue and move up to a higher grit to finish removing that substance.